Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, I'm not actually here with a deck list so much as I am here with just some cool duels that I've had, specifically with the Fallen of Alba's Despia archetype. So, if you don't know, I've already done a deck profile on this, so I'm just going to quickly show the deck list that we have at the moment here, and it is playing the Fusion Destiny board, but this is mostly just to go over some really cool duels that I've had. And one thing to note, I am playing the Fright for Patchwork. The Fright for Patchwork engine, just to give me extra polymerizations and dark targets. It's very, very nice and very, very consistent, which is the main boost or benefit to playing this version of the deck. But yeah, here's the deck list. It's pretty simple. So I'm just going to hop into the duels and show you how this deck performs and what happened. Before we hop into the duels, let me just say that over 80% of the people who watch my content aren't subscribed. So if you find yourself coming back on the regular, you can always subscribe. And if you end up finding that you don't like the content anymore, you can always unsubscribe later. It's free, it's fun, and it allows me to continue making content for you guys on the daily. So if you like the content, consider subscribing. Anyway, let's hop into the duels. Alright, so here we are in our first duel, and I do get to go first here. But this one in particular is rather interesting, if I do recall correctly. But we are just going to go into our first Dark Lord. So, first Dark Lord comes out, and we are going to get Tragedy and Dramaturg's effects here, and they are going to Ghost Spell us. This is actually a very solid card in the current meta, just due to how prevalent DPE in particular is. But in all honesty, it's kind of still surprised that we saw it. So, there's Ghost Spell. Okay. We do get the search, though, because of the way that we have ordered this, so even if they had an Ash Blossom, wouldn't matter. But we're going to go Aluber, search out Branded in red. Cool. And then we are going to special summon back the Tragedy, and then we will go for a Predaplant Verte Anaconda. Verte is going to activate. We are going to send the... send Fusion Destiny to summon out the DPE. And then our opponent Nibiru's us, and I go, okay, well, we'll pop the most important one being the DPE. So we're going to pop DPE and the Verte Anaconda and then get a 4K token because of our first Dark Lord. We're going to set Branded and Branded. Then they called by us in the draw phase. So we banish the DPE. So we'll just summon out Dasher instead. Realistically, the better target here is Celestial, and I will explain that in a second, but we summon out the Dasher here. They're going to Harpy's Feather Duster us, Jeezum Crow. They had literally everything, and so far we have no idea what they are actually playing. But we're going to activate our Branded in red. We're going to search out, or add back our Dramaturg, and then go for the Fusion Summon of Despian Q. We're going to put that guy in defense position, and then they will sweep up the field. Here we activate the Dramaturg. We're going to put it into defense position, and they proceed to the battle phase, but before they do, we are going to... Oh, they surrendered. Let me show you why. So, this was the deck that we just played against, and as you could tell, they had Ghost Spell, Called By, Nib, Harpies, Celestial, and one other card. That hand does nothing against whatever we had set up, and more specifically, it does nothing for Sky Striker. So, yeah, I can kind of understand. It was just very funny. Alright, so here we are with 3 hand traps. What the frick is happening? And I literally just have to pass turn. There's nothing that I can do here, and I could technically set something like the Edgem Chain to potentially get the extra advantage if it gets sent to the graveyard, but I do want my Gamma to be live. So, yeah. They're going to activate a Hero Lives. I'm going to Ash Blossom that and say, no, none of that. And they go, okay. And it resolves. They're going to activate Vision Hero Ferris, to the which I go, no, none of that. Get Gamma. They did pitch an Honest, which is hilarious. And then they go for the Miracle Fusion. I'm going to Maxi them, to the which they will vanish too, and summon out Esquire, this guy. We're going to draw a card, and then they are going to just proceed to battle, walk over the Gamma, and end the turn. We did draw Dramaturg, which is very, very nice. And then Branded Opening. Holy crap. So we are going to go for Fallen of Albaz, pitch the Edgem Chain. They are going to chain Mask Change. Now, notably, this card doesn't target. Just Fusion Summons. So, we're just going to... this Dark Law? Yeah, it's gone now. My opponent surrenders. Good game. Alright, and we drew a driver. How does this always happen? If you watch my streams, you know that I will always draw a driver. Feels bad. My opponent is going to max, or we are going to maxi my opponent on the, oh, just kidding, never mind. Ashana is fine. Yep, totally fine. Yep, Ash Blossom, you have it, sir. Yep, yep, no, it's fine. A combo off, go for it. They're going to special summon out the Ashana. Ashana is going to go into Monk of the Tenyi, and then they will special summon out Vishuddha. Hey, look, it's Sword Soul. They're going to banish in order to go for the Adhara. They are going to link in, or sorry, synchro into the Chi-Xiao. Chi-Xiao is going to search the long one. Then they are going to activate the Adhara to add back the Ashana here. And then they will activate the long one, pitching the Ashana, because they needed a target. They will go for the 10. They're going to go for the Supreme Soul Changying and burn us for 12. Then set a card and pass. Now, this is rather annoying. It's not the most difficult to play through, but it is rather difficult to deal with, especially for our deck. We can't really get over 3k, especially in defense. So, how are we going to do this? Let's find out. I draw Super Poly, and let me just be honest here. I do make a mistake with this Super Poly and the way that I end up playing this out. But first of all, we are going to go for our branded opening in order to special summon out the Dramaturg of Despia and then search out the Fright for Patchwork off of our Edge Imp Chain. Then I normal summon Aluber. This is the mistake. Realistically, I should just activate my Super Polymerization, pitch the driver, fuse off these two, because now they get a banish, which allows them to banish not only a card on our side of the field, as well as a card on, banish a card on our side of the field as well as from the graveyard. That is problematic. But we are still going to just activate the Super Poly here to send these two away. Because this does have to target, and so this card has to be on the field. So we're going to send away the Aluber as well as the Chi-Xiao. Now, I'm hoping, with this Super Polymerization, that my opponent ends up banishing this Q here. Because if they banish the Q, first of all, we do get the search off of the Aluber. But if they end up banishing the Q... Also, one thing. Because I am turn player, Dramaturg, while it does get to activate since we did summon out to the Q, has to go in Chain Link 1. We go first because it is a if you can. Not when you can, but if you can. And since it is on a summon, we go first. Then, because they are turn player, it is also an if a card is banished, you can. So both of them are if you cans, not if do. They get to go second. So Chain Link 1 means that it's not really going to do anything. They're still going to get their banish. But at the very least, we do get to negate the Chain Game. But I'm going to Chain Link 3 the Q here, just so that we can potentially punch over this monk and deal some sort of damage. So everything goes to 0. They're going to banish our Q as well as the Aluber. Not the worst targets, but not the greatest, because Q does get to activate here, and we are going to go for the Ad Libitum. Then we will activate the Fight for Patchwork in order to search out the Polymerization as well as the Edge Imp Chain. Happy day. We're going to go for the Polymerization here in order to fuse off our two monsters currently on the field into Masquerade. Now, both of these cards are going to activate. We're going to activate the Ad Libitum to add back, or special summon back the Q, and then the Dramaturg in order to special summon itself. They are going to called by the Dramaturg. Now, I go for branded in red here, just so that I can have another fusion summon at the very least. Setting up two Masquerades puts them pretty low on life points after the attack of the Monk, and means that they can only activate a small amount of cards before they die. And with Q guaranteed to come back since they didn't call by the right target, we do get to, constantly put their attack to 0, unless they find a way to deal with this. So we're going to walk in, deal the 25, and then pass the turn. Not a whole lot more that we can do, but at the very least, they will burn for 1,200 each time they activate an effect. So, here we go. At this point, though, I literally cannot out this card. If they have a way to deal with what is currently on my field in 4 activations or less, I lose. Straight up. And if they are able to deal with 1 Masquerade, that's even more problematic. I draw a Gamma, which literally does nothing here. Oh, it hurts. They're going to go for the Sword Soul Emergence, and at this point, I should lose this game. They go for a Taya or a Moye. If they just whatever they can, they go for an 8. They go for Baxia. They return the Masquerade and the Masquerade, as well as potentially banishing a card if they go for Taya, which could then also banish something like a Masquerade, In fact, they actually have to do this this way. They go for... Here's the line. They go Taya. They search Taya, activate Taya, special summon a token, right? They take 12k, so that's 2 activations that they can do. They go for Baxia, okay? Or sorry, they activate the effect of the Sword Soul Spring. They banish this guy, they take another 12, but at this point, they get 2 more activations of card effects before they die. They go for Baxia, they return the Q and the Masquerade, they attack in and hope that I don't top deck something. They are absolutely in control. End of the game. Okay? That is what they do to win this game. So let's see what actually plays out. They search the Taya. Okay, things are looking grim. They're going to activate it. Understandable. They still have many activations. It's fine. We are going to burn them a bit more for their monster effect. We are going to activate the Q here in order to just change everything to 0 so that this guy cannot attack and we don't die. They go for the Baxia here. They take an additional 600. They're down to 700 life points. And then they do something absolutely insane. So what they do is they activate Baxia's second effect. Once per turn, target a card you control and a level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card on the field, and if you do, special summon the other monster from the graveyard. Now, this accomplishes absolutely nothing. Literally, it accomplishes nothing. At most, you gain 100 attack and defense on this guy by banishing another card. At the least, you special summon Taya, which does nothing. So they activate it, and I go, okay. They banish the called by, sure. And then they go for the Link 2 of Shaman. Now, I understand the play here. They were trying to go for lethal, so they can bring back the Supreme here, but with the effect of Shaman, by discarding a card, right? And that at least kind of puts me on a much higher clock. I am down to 200 life points, which is way more difficult to deal with. But all in all, there is no reason at this point to go for Shaman. No reason. You don't know what I have. It doesn't help, right? What if I drew an Imperm, an Effect Failure, a Gamma, like I did? This does nothing, okay? They're gonna pitch Maxi in order for them to try and summon back the Changling, or Chang Ying. I'm gonna Gamma them, of course, because we still have Driver in gray. So I'm gonna pop their card, and at this point, they make another huge mistake. They continue going. They go for the Ashana. Ashana, go into Monk of the Tenyi. Okay? Then they go for Vishada. Vishada is going to bounce Driver. All of a sudden, I go from having to top deck exactly Aluber to win me this game. Or I guess Fallen of Olbaz as well. To win me this game. Now, to being able to top deck anything that gets me to either of those cards, or just, like, a myriad of other cards at this point. So, yeah. Okay. Sure. They go for the Vishada here. They are going to attack into our Gamma and attack for 1,000. At this point, the game is over because of what I top deck. I top deck Fusion Destiny and the game ends. But I should have lost that game, and it was absolutely hilarious that I didn't. So, I know that this is something different from what I normally do, but if you guys did indeed enjoy it, drop a like, drop a comment down below, tell me, hey, I liked this, this was interesting, this was funny, I like just seeing the duels and your explanation. Or tell me that this was terrible, stick to the deck lists, yada yada. Tell me in all seriousness what it was. You know, did you like it? Did you not? Is this something you want to see more of? Is it not? Please, I would love to know. Anyway, that's going to be it for this. I just wanted to show you some rather interesting and funny duels that we had. All of these were also played on stream, so if you want to check out my stream, it is here basically 5 days a week. I don't stream on Sundays, and then I'll take another day off from streaming. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, or just wanted to consider supporting me, you can check out the Patreon and Discord links down below. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.